Anyone else get some, Jigsaw vibes from this chapter of The Promised Neverland?
Do you want to play a game?
Like, when the line popped up saying, you want to play a game, I'm like, are they turning this into a Jigsaw match? I'm like, what? Like, yo. But, okay, so, the beginning portion of this chapter is, very disturbing. Now, we already knew that the demon was showing, like, feelings, empathy, and, you know, showing that it could actually feel for the loss of others. So it showed that demons can feel the pain of loss. And it really put in perspective that humans and demons, they're not very different after all. Maybe the reason why they have to eat brains, it's a necessity, they need it. But at the end of the day, though, they're very similar because they both have emotions, they both have ones they love, and they would fight for them. And in this case, when you see the demon just wailing and crying, holding his lost loved one, just screaming his lost loved one's, you know, name Noma and all that, you're like, yo, I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, it makes you just start thinking about everything that we know right now. We know that these demons, they have been slaughtering these children left and right, you know, playing games with them ever since the series first started. And it's messed up. It's disturbing and messed up. I will not say I'm on the demon's side. But at the same time, though, it makes you really wonder what's going on in the human realm. For instance, if the demons are doing this type of stuff to humans, what is the humans doing to the demons that are probably in that world? And even if they're in that, or if they're not in it, that means that maybe humans made them go extinct or something. I have no idea. I'm just saying that it really puts in perspective that one of the main objectives probably of this series, I think that's going to happen, is probably coexistence between the species, the demons and the humans, you know, trying to figure out, you know, some common ground to where they're not trying to kill each other, because it's clear as day that they are probably eventually going to result into a very brutal war, not just for eating or, you know, trying to feed themselves, but it does seem like that these two individual races, if the promise is broken and they break away from this world, the children, it seems like both sides are just going to be in an endless dispute fighting each other until one race is completely eradicated. That's what it looks like to me, judging by how this was done, because with the children now getting up and killing, you know, one of the demons, and then the demons is just really upset, or one of the demons is upset, just crying and all that, that means that he's going to want to get revenge. He wants to avenge his fallen loved one, and that could lead to a cycle of hatred between both sides. And I feel like that's what the writer was setting up with this chapter. Now, speaking of, like, you know, him being upset and sad, if there's one thing I know about wounded animals or animals that are sad, you never try to, like, take it easy with a wounded animal. You always watch out, because when, like, an animal's wounded, backed into a corner, or very sad, that's when you should fear them the most. That's when they'll possibly throw away all thought, probably throw away any, you know, survival instinct, and just try to go all in to get revenge. And in this case, I feel like now with the demon, what just happened to him, how he lost his loved one, he's not going to try to hold back. He's probably just going to start killing the children left and right, because he's angry. And if they are similar to humans, that means that they could be controlled by emotions, or emotions can control them in certain ways, and there you go. But, let's talk about what he did to his loved one's body. So, one of the demons ate the one that died in the last chapter, and it's very strange, and it makes me start thinking about the biology of these demons, and why they might have to eat the humans in the first place. I, a while back, did make, like, a couple of videos discussing, saying, like, maybe the reason why the demons have to eat the children is because maybe they get their intelligence from the children. Maybe, you know, the reason why they're so smart right now is because they've ate, you know, humans, and there you go, that's why they're at that level. Because when we compare the demons that we've seen in these chapters to the wild demons, they're very different. Very, very different. They share the, you know, the key trait of being able to regen, but overall, they're very different. Like, you know, the monsters in the forest, they can't speak. They travel in a pack trying to devour anything that's in their way, and they look very monstrous, while, you know, all the other demons that are in this, you know, playhouse and all that, this, you know, little playground, they're very intelligent, being able to think about certain things and do certain things that are just absolutely ridiculous. And so it makes me wonder if the demons actually depend on intelligent beings to eat. Maybe they have to consume intelligent beings to be able to get at their level of intelligence. Maybe the reason why, the demons even started to gain intelligence in the first place is when they started to consume humanity. When they started a long time ago, many, many years ago, when they started to eat their first humans, most likely they might have gained some level of intelligence, and here you go. They're able to, do things like, what a human would do. It would also explain why they would carry themselves like humans, why they have this humanoid-like body, why they also love to wear clothes. It would definitely throw in the fact that maybe they get certain traits from the people they eat. And I feel like with the demon eating his loved one, maybe that's a way for him to preserve his loved one's memories or her intelligence, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a way for him to preserve his loved one forever. I don't feel like it's just him being hungry, wanting to eat something. I feel like there was a bigger message there, either for culture reasons, like just for, helping out, your fellow loved one, move on. Like, how we have funerals and stuff. Maybe that is their type of funeral, their culture when it comes to this society. We have no idea. But, it's very apparent, though, that there was definitely something going on there, and I feel like the way this is being set up by the writer is that it's going to be very important very soon. We're going to probably finally find out why the demons go after the human brains than anything else. We'll probably find out the origin of why they're so different from the wild demons. Now, there is something I do want to make sure to clarify. With one of the demons eating the other fellow demon in this chapter, this is also a callback to what we saw previously, a while back in the story. You remember when Emma and Ray and all that, and the man with no name, they were running from demons and all that, and they were trying to take down demons for the first time? You remember when they kind of hurt a demon, they started to consume the demon's body, they started eating it? That's exactly what the demon in this chapter did. So, there obviously is a link between the unintelligent animal-like demons and the demons that are very intelligent. At the very least, they consume their own. So, there is cannibalism in some ways, and it makes you wonder why they do that. And, yeah. Anyways, let's talk about what Lewis was doing. Okay, so Lewis, he confronts Emma, and Emma confronts him, and we get, a big, portion of this chapter spent on that, just seeing Emma confronting him, saying, look, Lucas has a message for you. Lucas wants to play a game. He wants to do another game after the ones you guys played a very long time ago. Now, there is something I do want to mention. In the Viz Media translation of this chapter, it is stated that Lucas gave up his arm to Lewis. Now, we already knew something was messed up with, Lucas's arm. We already knew this. This is already previously established. The reason why Lucas lost his arm was actually thanks to Lewis. Lewis took his arm, because when Emma says, you like how I played my hand on that, how you had my arm, and I'm like, that means that Lewis is the one that did that to Lucas. So yeah, the Viz Media translation is very different from the MS translation. The MS translation doesn't even clarify that's what happened to, Lucas's arm. So yeah, a little food for thought there, just showing the differences between the translations. Okay, so getting right into it though, Lewis is already very aware of the plan, of what is going on. He's very aware already that the children were trying to do something on the side. He already kind of managed to piece that together, and then when, Emma came up to confront him, then it all just fit in place. It's like, oh, it does make sense. What's going on right now with the explosion and all that, it's very similar to what happened to me in the past when, Lucas was trying to run with his family, his friends. So when you see that scene, it shows that if Emma wouldn't have gotten here to talk with the man would have already debunked everything, figured that out, and went out to start hunting children. So, it shows that, once again, how intelligent the man is. He was already on to them since the very beginning, soon as that happened. So, let's talk about, Lewis's role in the story. So, I do hope that Lewis doesn't die this arc. I really hope not, because he has so much potential to be an everlasting villain, like a villain that can last for a while, but the more I look at the way this chapter is orientated, it does look like he might die this arc. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it doesn't seem like he's more along the lines Emma's rival or nemesis. He looks to be like a rival or nemesis to Lucas, because Lucas and the man with no name, they have some beef with, Lewis, obviously. And I feel like the way this chapter is being set up, it was more along the lines of him going after Lucas going after him, and it wasn't Emma really a part of the equation. Even Lewis goes out of his way and says that Emma is not ready for picking. She is not ready to be plucked and all that from the herd. He thinks she is not ready, so he is waiting, and that's why he hasn't really even killed her yet, is because he wants to wait until she is a lot stronger. So the way this looks, it does look like maybe Lewis might let Emma go. It seems like he might let Emma go for her to, you know, go another day to get a lot stronger, and then he can have a really thrilling hunt. That's what I get from that scene. Okay, speaking of the Lewis stuff, though, I want to point out that the monkey on his shoulder was imitating him. Now, I don't know if it was for comedic purposes. I don't know if there's more to it. If I had to assume anything, I feel like, once again, it's proving that the monkey is relatively important for Lewis. I don't know why, but for the monkey to start imitating Lewis's, like, actions when he was putting his hands out, and the monkey was doing it too, I'm like, that shows that the monkey, in some way, has intelligence. And it makes me wonder if that is a part of Lewis. Maybe that's his part of his main body, or if the monkey is something else, you know, a companion that's been around or something, but the monkey did copy him, and I want to make sure everybody noticed that with this chapter, and it makes me wonder what really is going on there. Okay, so, let's talk about the scene at the end. So, Lord Bayon has popped up. He has arrived at a place that technically you shouldn't have arrived at, and this puts in perspective, like, what happened to Zach and his team, like, what happened. Like, he's nowhere to be found, and Lord Bayon's there to investigate the rich boy's death, so what's happening? Why is he there and not been settled? Now, it's already been established that Lord Bayon is very intelligent as well. He's definitely not dumb by any means, and we even see his final dialogue of the chapter. He's like, you know, as I expected, how very unexpected, whatever. Basically, he kind of is on to the entire plan. He knows that something is going on, and so that is why, you know, he acted like he did. So, he's not dumb by any means. I don't think he's probably, you know, Lewis's level, but at the same time, though, the man obviously has pieced a lot together. And for him to be there, I wonder if he's killed the other children because he knew something shady was happening, or if he let them be because he just didn't want to get rid of all the children and, you know, have to stock them up again. Who knows? That's just my personal opinion on that part of the chapter. So with that, I think I want to end this video here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And I love you guys. Please be safe. Chibi out.